The Discovery. Commander Zektar stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Void Reaper, watching the blue-green planet grow larger on the view screen. Earth, the legendary homeworld of humanity, supposedly abandoned for over 3,000 years. His scaled fingers drummed against the command console as he studied the sensor readings, still showing scattered energy signatures across the surface. "Commander," reported his sensor officer, a young Nexari with nervous eyes. "Could be automated systems still running." Zektar's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. The Nexari Empire had spent centuries hunting down the last human colonies, believing they had finally exterminated the species that had once dared to resist their expansion. But Earth had always remained a mystery. When the humans had suddenly gone silent, their homeworld had been marked as dead space and forgotten. "Prepare landing forces," Zektar commanded. "Whatever automated defenses remain won't be a problem for modern Nexari technology. This world will make an excellent addition to our territory." Deep beneath the surface of what had once been Switzerland, Maya Chen felt the tremor that ran through the rock around her. The underground city of New Geneva stretched for miles through carved tunnels and vast caverns, home to nearly 50,000 souls. These were the descendants of those who had chosen to stay when the Great Exodus began, the ones who believed Earth was worth fighting for. Maya pressed her palm against the smooth wall of the command center, feeling the subtle vibration that had been growing stronger over the past few hours. At 35, she had been leading New Geneva for 5 years, but she had never felt anything like this. The rock itself seemed to be waking up. "Maya, you need to see this," called Dr. Elena Vasquez from her station. Elena was their best systems engineer, responsible for maintaining the fusion reactors that powered their hidden city. But now her screen showed something impossible. "The seismic sensors are picking up coordinated movement across the entire continental shelf," Elena said, her voice tight with confusion. "It's not natural. The patterns are too regular, too purposeful." Maya studied the data, her heart beginning to race. "Show me the surface feeds." The main display shifted to show images from their hidden cameras scattered across the Alps. What Maya saw made her blood run cold. Sleek, silver ships were descending through the clouds, their hulls gleaming with an otherworldly sheen. She recognized them from the old archives. "Nexari vessels. Sound the alert," Maya ordered. "Get Captain Torres on the line. We need to contact the other cities immediately." The Nexari landing was swift and brutal. Drop pods slammed into the Earth across Europe, Asia, and North America. From each pod emerged towering figures in powered armor, their insectoid faces hidden behind glowing visors. They moved with mechanical precision, setting up communication arrays and scanning equipment. Within hours, they had located the first human settlement, a small farming community in what had once been France. The villagers had been living in modified caves, growing food in underground gardens, believing they were hidden from the galaxy's attention. Commander Zektar watched the live feed from his ship as his soldiers surrounded the terrified humans. "Primitive," he said with disgust. "Look at them. They've regressed to cave dwelling. Hardly worth the effort of enslavement." But the Nexari Empire wasted nothing. Even primitive humans could serve as manual labor, and Earth's resources were too valuable to ignore. The commander gave the order to begin pacification protocols. That was when the planet began to wake up. The first sign was subtle. The ground beneath the Nexari forces began to warm, just slightly. Sensors detected strange electromagnetic pulses coming from deep underground. Then the mountain began to move. What the Nexari had mistaken for natural rock formations were actually armor plates, seamlessly integrated into Earth's geology over millennia. The Alps themselves began to shift and unfold, revealing massive weapon emplacements that had been hidden for 3,000 years. Maya watched in amazement as her screens lit up with energy readings unlike anything she had ever seen. The walls of New Geneva were glowing with soft blue light, revealing circuits and conduits that had been invisible moments before. "Elena, what is happening?" Maya shouted over the rising hum of awakening machinery. "The archives," Elena gasped, pulling up ancient files on her terminal. Maya, look at this. Project Terra Prime. It was the last thing our ancestors built before the Exodus. They didn't just hide underground cities. They turned the entire planet into a weapon. The information flooded across their screens. Earth's core had been fitted with fusion reactors. The continental plates had been reinforced with metamaterials. The oceans contained nanoscale machines that could alter their chemistry in seconds. Every mountain, every valley, every seemingly natural formation had been carefully designed and positioned. They didn't abandon Earth, Maya whispered. They transformed it. Above ground, the Nexari forces found themselves facing an impossible situation. The mountain they had landed on was now revealing itself to be a massive weapons platform. Turrets the size of skyscrapers rose from hidden bays, their barrels tracking the alien ships in orbit. Commander Zektar felt his ship shudder as some kind of energy beam swept across his hull. "Report," he barked. Unknown energy signatures across the entire planet's surface. His tactical officer replied, voice cracking with fear. "Commander, the planet's gravitational field is fluctuating." "That's not possible." "Nothing's impossible," Zektar snarled. "Intensify the bombardment. Whatever primitive defense system they've activated, it can't stand against the full might of the Nexari Empire." He was wrong. The first shot from Earth's surface came from what had appeared to be Mount Everest. The mountain split open like a flower, revealing a weapon that defied physics. The beam that lanced out wasn't made of energy or matter, but of pure force, a gravitational manipulation that caught the Nexari destroyer blood tide and crushed it into a ball of twisted metal in seconds. The message was clear. Earth was not defenseless. In the depths of New Geneva, Maya felt something she had never experienced before. Information was flowing directly into her mind, not through her eyes or ears, but through some deeper connection. She could sense the planet's systems coming online, layer by layer, century by century of hidden preparation revealing itself. "Maya." Elena's voice seemed to come from very far away. "The system is trying to interface with us. I think it needs human consciousness to function properly." Maya looked around at her people, saw the same mixture of terror and wonder on their faces that she felt in her own heart. Their ancestors had built something incredible, something that could protect them from any threat the galaxy might throw at them. But it needed them to work. "Open the connection," Maya said quietly. "Let's see what our home can really do." The moment her mind touched the network, Maya understood everything. Terra Prime wasn't just a weapon system. It was Earth itself, transformed over decades of secret construction into the ultimate defensive platform. Every human settlement was a control node. Every survivor was a potential operator. The planet had been waiting for 3,000 years for its children to come home. Above them, the Nexari fleet was about to learn what humanity was truly capable of when they fought for their home. The Guardian awakens. The connection between Maya and Terra Prime was unlike anything she had ever imagined. Information flowed through her consciousness like a river of light, showing her the true scope of what her ancestors had built. Earth wasn't just hiding defensive weapons. The entire planet had been converted into a single massive organism of war. "Status report," Maya said, her voice carrying new authority as she interfaced with systems across the globe. Through Terra Prime's network, she could see everything. The Nexari fleet in orbit, the landing forces scattered across the continents, the hidden human settlements all beginning to wake up as the planet's call reached them. Dr. Elena Vasquez had connected to a secondary node, her eyes wide with amazement. "Maya, the power output is incredible. We're drawing energy from the planet's core itself. The magnetic field is being used as a massive induction coil." "The ancestors were brilliant," Maya replied, feeling the weight of generations of planning and preparation. They knew this day would come. High above, Commander Zektar was discovering that his empire's might meant nothing against an enemy that was literally a world. His fleet's sensors were going crazy as energy signatures appeared across Earth's surface. What he had thought were natural formations were revealing themselves as weapon emplacements beyond anything in Nexari technology. "Sir, we're detecting massive power buildups in the ocean floors," reported his tactical officer. "The entire Pacific Basin appears to be some kind of energy collector." Zektar's mandibles clicked in frustration. Impossible. No species has ever weaponized an entire planet. The energy requirements alone would be astronomical. "Commander, incoming transmission from the planet's surface," his communications officer announced. "Put it through," Zektar ordered. Maya's image appeared on the bridge's main screen, but she was different now. Her eyes held the depth of someone connected to something vast and ancient. Behind her, the walls of New Geneva glowed with active circuitry, revealing the true nature of the human settlements. "Commander Zektar of the Nexari Empire," Maya said, her voice carrying the authority of Terra Prime itself. "You have made a grave error. You believed Earth was defenseless. You believed humanity was extinct. You were wrong on both counts." "Impressive theatrics," Zektar sneered. "But your primitive technology cannot stand against the might of the Nexari Empire. Surrender now, and your people will be granted the mercy of slavery." Maya smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. "You misunderstand the situation, Commander. We are not asking for mercy. We are offering you one chance to leave our system peacefully. And if we refuse, then you will discover why the galaxy has been quiet for 3,000 years. Zektar cut the transmission and turned to his weapons officer. "Target all population centers. Prepare for orbital bombardment." That was when Terra Prime showed its true power. The first thing the Nexari noticed was that their weapons wouldn't fire. Some kind of electromagnetic interference was disrupting their targeting systems. Then they realized their ships were being moved, not by engine failure or system malfunction, but by external forces they couldn't identify. The ocean floors had opened to reveal gravitational manipulation arrays, devices that could alter space-time itself. The Nexari fleet found themselves caught in artificial gravity wells, their ships being pulled into precise formations, whether they wanted to be there or not. "What is happening?" Zektar roared as his dreadnought was gently but inexorably moved into position alongside the rest of his fleet. His answer came in the form of the largest weapon ever constructed by any species in the galaxy. The entire Atlantic Ocean basin had been converted into a single massive energy projector. As the water level dropped, revealing the true scope of the installation, the Nexari fleet realized they were looking at something that could destroy stars. Maya felt the weapon charging through her connection to Terra Prime. The power flowing through the planet's systems was beyond imagination. Drawing energy from fusion reactors buried in the core, from the planet's rotation, from the solar wind itself, Earth had become an engine of war beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. "Final warning, Commander," Maya broadcasted to the Nexari fleet. "Leave now or face the consequences." In the depths of space, other human settlements were connecting to the network. Hidden colonies on asteroids, space stations disguised as dead rocks, generation ships that had been waiting in the dark for 3 millennia. The exodus had been a deception. Humanity had spread across the solar system, but Earth had always been their fortress. Captain Torres, leading the resistance forces on the surface, watched in awe as the landscape transformed around him. Hills that had seemed natural were revealing themselves as weapons platforms. Forests were lifting away to show sensor arrays. The entire planet was shedding its disguise. "Maya, the surface teams are reporting full system integration." Torres reported through the network. "Every settlement is connected. Every survivor is part of the network. We're not just defending Earth anymore. We are Earth." Maya nodded, feeling the truth of his words. The connection to Terra Prime had changed them all. They were no longer just humans living on a planet. They were the consciousness of the planet itself, the living will of a world that had been built for war. Commander Zektar made his final mistake. Instead of accepting the offer to leave, he ordered his fleet to attack. The Nexari opened fire with everything they had, pouring enough energy into Earth's atmosphere to glass a continent. The planet didn't even notice. Terra Prime's defensive systems activated automatically. The atmosphere itself became a shield, manipulated by magnetic fields and gravitational lenses to deflect the Nexari attack harmlessly into space. Then the planet fired back. The Atlantic weapon discharged once, a single pulse of pure gravitational force that reached out across space and gently but firmly pushed the entire Nexari fleet out of Earth's solar system. Not destroyed, not damaged, but simply moved. The message was clear. You are not welcome here. But Terra Prime wasn't finished. As the Nexari fleet tumbled through space, they received one final transmission. Not from Maya or any individual human, but from the planet itself. The voice was ancient, vast, and filled with the patient wisdom of millennia. Tell your empire, the voice of Terra Prime said, that Earth remembers. Tell them the humanity endures. Tell them that any who come to our home with hostile intent will face the wrath of a world that has been waiting 3,000 years for this moment. The transmission included detailed sensor data of Terra Prime's capabilities, gravitational weapons that could move planets, energy systems that could power civilizations, defensive capabilities that could withstand the assault of entire galactic empires. The data was a warning and a promise. Earth was not just defended, it was the ultimate fortress. As the Nexari fleet limped away, carrying news of their defeat to the furthest reaches of the galaxy, Maya stood in the command center of New Geneva and felt the planet settling into watchful peace around her. A connection to Terra Prime remained, but gentler now, like the presence of a protective parent. What happens now? Elena asked, looking around at the transformed city that was now clearly part of something much larger. Now we wait, Maya replied. The galaxy knows we're here. Some will come as friends, others as enemies. But Earth is ready for all of them. Above them, the planet's surface had returned to its peaceful appearance. The weapons were hidden again, the defensive systems dormant but ready. To any observer, Earth looked like nothing more than a quiet blue world orbiting a modest star. But those who knew the truth understood that they were looking at the most dangerous place in the galaxy, a world that had been transformed by love and defended by the determination of a species that would never surrender their home. Humanity had never left Earth. They had simply taught their planet how to fight. And the galaxy would never be the same.